Welcome back, everybody, for more Factorio. This is episode number 11 of Recursion. We are almost done redesigning the base. All we've got left to redesign is the science. I've done some work on the space science, and after that, we'll get to the other sciences as well. And then after that, it'll be a matter of running around and filling in all the different factory floors we've left empty so things can speed up. Of course, we'll have to optimize like some of the travel times, reposition some of the factory floors a little bit, find out what works best and exactly how many robots we need, all that kind of like fine-tuning. But as soon as we start doing that, our power concerns are going to massively inflate. We're currently sitting like around 3.5 gigawatts. That's like 3 Deloreans traveling to the future by my rough estimates. Maybe slightly, ever so slightly under 3 Deloreans. 1.21 gigawatts would be 3.63 gigawatts. Okay. Anyway, so as we do that, our power concerns are going to balloon massively. In fact, after last episode, I went around, I was looking for the bottleneck in our system, the current bottleneck, and it was steel, which was slowing down our rocket launches. And so I added just a single one factory floor for steel. I ran down here. Down here, you can see there's a lot of activity. Deeper and deeper we go down the rabbit hole. Does it ever stop? Nobody knows. Okay, so these two are now filled in. I added this one, which adds, we can actually go look exactly how much power it's adding. 220 megawatts right now. Yeah, 220 megawatts it's adding, which crashed our system. I did not have enough water to keep up with that. And so the system crashed. I had to do a temporary short research, which I had been saving these for this purpose to shut off research. I did this, which goes very quickly, and then let the research just rest for a while so everything could back up, so our water could recover. And now I'm just finishing it off, because what we're going to do today, we're going to work on expanding our water input. We're going to add an entirely new water system to the network. We've got this loop here coming from the south, which we've had for a while. We're going to add another one, which is going to come from the north. So we've got to expand our bridges as well a little bit. Well, we could not expand the bridges and just remove my walking path, but that sounds like a bad idea in the long term. So we need room for water stuff here. So we've got a lot of empty land here on the left. Anyway, I think when I originally set up this new train system, I said we'll probably need more water, and we've got empty room here for more water to expand later, and lo and behold, yeah, we got to do that. So we're going to have something like this here on the left, and that is a little bit inconvenient, so we're probably going to move these guys over one space, like that. So we've got room for the signals, like so. So we've been using, up to this point, we've been using this system, and we're going to tweak it. We're going to do something a little bit different, which I think will be better. We currently have the trains pulling in, dropping off their barrels, and I think the total unload time is something like 2 seconds. And then they go around to the next stop and they pick them up. But it's not as simple as that, just unload and reload. They also have to get into the station, so they've got to accelerate because they're mostly stopped here, and then decelerate, and then they take off, which accelerates them, and then decelerate again. And what happens is we've got an extra set of accelerate, decelerate, which slows down the overall system. I've actually timed these guys, and so they're doing both things, and they're not even using as many inserters as they possibly could. I think it's only 2 per cargo wagon, so they've got a third of the total inserters they could use. And these guys are, you would think they're going incredibly slower than the ones way up here, but they're not. Because a large contributor to the total throughput here is how fast they accelerate, decelerate. Another thing we could do eventually, which I do have my eye on, is eventually updating to nuclear fuel, which takes a rocket fuel and a uranium-235. I would like to rebuild our processing area before we do that, but that will increase their acceleration, which would also help in the future. But what we're going to do, we're going to change the system here. Let's, instead of having 2 stops, we're going to have 1. So let's actually, I'm just going to remove all these actually, because we're going to reconfigure them one way or the other. There goes research. Okay, let's just get rid of all these guys for now, and also those. We don't really, they're not doing anything right now anyway, because all the robots from the iron drop-off is getting used here. In fact, we might look to reconfigure these as well. I don't know if we need a row of 3 here. We might try to move those over. We might break up our grid. I tried as much as possible to adhere to the grid, but the grid is not friends with the rail network. You can see there's no power at all up here because it just doesn't work. So we might abandon that idea and just try to optimize our Roboport coverage as much as possible, because the more Roboports, the better. And the closer the trains are to the factory building, the better. Okay, we did not crash our power that time. That's good. I'm just going to let it rest until we have our second power, or our second water train set up. Where's my blueprint? Right here. Okay, so this is what we were doing. Let me get rid of these belts. Okay, pick those up. Okay, this is the old system, and yeah, let's get rid of just all these. Whatever. Go away. Get out of here. Get. Okay, so it's going to be somewhere like this. I would like to center it with the factory building where they'll hopefully eventually be going. But for now, I just need to make a new blueprint, basically, and let's just get rid of that, too. We can figure out the Roboports later. All right, so this is the old system, the one we're currently using over there. And there's no Roboport coverage, which I just don't like that flashing while I'm building stuff. It is distracting. So we had this system going, and we're just going to change it so that all of the... Let's see, Oh, I can do that, okay. So if I just run down here like this, we can reverse all of them. I don't think... Were there any empty spots? No, those are all covered by power poles. We're going to reverse all those, and we're going to put requester chests on... Let me just do it this way. It's probably faster, and I'll just get rid of the ones in the gaps, and then I'll have to switch all of the info. We're going to have one unified stop where they pick up barrels and drop off barrels at the same time. This will slightly delay the unloading, reloading, but overall it's going to speed up the system a lot because of the lack of the doubling of the acceleration, deceleration. And that means we have to also fit in an extra line on our island, which means we've got to move a lot of these over, or at least think about if we're going to do that, or if that's easier or better. So let's see, let's just, we have a little bit of land here, so let's visualize this like this. We would have an extra line there. We could move everything over, which I would like to do. I would like to keep, let's not get hit by anything. I don't want to be on that blue, this blue grass or whatever it is. Makes me super slow. I need to see if it's feasible to move everything over one block. Do we have some straight sections right there? Yeah, we probably could. So anyway, after a bit of tinkering, here's a new layout for the island. The new water trains are going to come in here on the left and loop around and split into 4. We've got one line coming in, going to split into 2 here, and twice more into 4 stops. Same amount of stops, I guess. They're just doing both tasks at once. And it was fairly straightforward to set up, and then they'll have an entire train length to go down before they merge back into just one line, just to give them more time to speed up. And we'll, of course, we'll put more signals and stuff in here so they can accelerate into the stop a little bit faster or start moving sooner, I guess. Once we've tested both of these, and if, as I suspect, if this one is clearly superior, then we'll eventually adapt this one. It'll be nice, actually, to have 2 different systems. So if we need to make modifications to one, we can do that without totally running out of water while that's happening. That would be good, instead of trying to rush it before our power crashes. And eventually we might adapt this one, the oil on the right, we might adapt that as well, just for consistency's sake, I guess. But now we need to come up here, and we need to put down the water resources. No, we don't want that. I don't think that's the oil one. All right, we need to do this one in stages. So we need to start with that. Why they're a little bit offset. Yeah, okay, so I need to shift this one. I guess it's a different length or something. Let's shift it over. I guess if it's not right, it needs to be like this, actually. There we go. Yes? Okay, if it doesn't work, I'll just do a quick load, I guess, from the last save I made. Or an autosave, or one of those things. Because if the rail doesn't line up, then we might have to redo it. But I think I lined it up properly. Okay, robots. All right, the trains are all set up, so we're ready to turn them on. We're going to need more barrels in the system. Let's turn these guys on to get more in the system. We could automate the production of barrels based on need. We could change these from active providers to passive providers, and then the system would just take them from these storage chests first. You can see they're pretty much all empty except for the ones right down here. So it would take them only when all of that stuff is empty. But I'm only adding barrels when I add new trains to the system, so we need a lot all at once, and then we don't need any anymore. So it's not exactly the same as C Block, where we were speeding up a tiny bit, and we weren't using nearly as many barrels. We're using way more barrels here, and when I add them, I need a ton more all at once. So I've been adding them manually. I should be able to manually turn these trains on. Let's see, we'll start with, I guess, the outgoing ones. So they need to... Oh, you know what? We can't do that yet because we need to tell the chests to actually accept them. Okay, so this guy right here wants 200 barrels. That's fine. Let's copy that over to the next stop. Run up here and yoinks. Just hold down the shift and left click and run by. We should be getting robots flying over here in a second. There we go. Okay, good. Do this for all of them. And that'll give us a good idea of how many barrels we need already. The trains aren't holding any, but all these chests are gonna... Oh my god, rip bitrate. For those of you worrying about the bitrate, I'm sorry. I'm gonna think about upscaling it to 1440p in the future. I'm gonna have to fiddle with that in editing. But I might start... I've never uploaded in 1080p. I could upscale to 1440p, and then you could watch it in 1440p with a 1080p size monitor. So you'd get a higher bitrate, so this wouldn't be as much of a robot soap on your screen. Oh, it's kind of silly, isn't it? I should probably, yeah, we need to make sure that all that fills up. Before I add, this is ridiculous. Before I add more to the system, oh, we need more logistics robots. Yeah, I foresaw this. I have 5,000 in the system now. I have extra here and here. So actually just give me, let's add another, I think that's what, 1,000? No, 500? Whatever, just go in there. We'll fiddle with the specific amounts later. That puts us up to 6,000. And they're going to need to move all at once, because all those... it looks bad on my screen. I can't imagine what it looks like on YouTube, or what it's going to look like on YouTube. And this is actually only a small amount of the robots we're going to need in the air, because the amount flinging around the iron is relatively small compared to what I want in the future. So eventually it's going to basically be impossible to see. So hopefully I've done all the changes we need. By that point, we're still at 0. Let me just, yeah, that should be 1,000 right there, another 1,000. But it should, I don't know if we're going to need this many long term once the system has caught up. We're now up to 7,000, at least until we upscale the science production. 7,000, I think, will probably be fine. Okay, have they caught up? We can probably turn some of the trains on. And let's just go from map view. These guys should be going. What's our power like, by the way? Okay, it's fine. Let's look at the buffer chests. This guy has... Okay, they have a pretty good amount. All right, so I think it's fine. Let's turn on some trains. We have some in the out... How far can I zoom out? Right to there and still see stuff. Okay. And autosave. You know what? We're going to have to... Okay, autosave. Come on, autosave. These are getting longer and longer. I've changed them to every 12 minutes. I'm going to have to change it every 15. I want you to go to actually here, because you don't have anything. So let's just say automatic. And go to this one. Go to that station. Because if it tries to go to the outpost station... I think they're all going to go to that by default. If it tries to go to the outpost station, it's going to sit there forever because I've set it to wait for a full cargo of empty and an empty cargo of full, and the opposite for the other one. Okay, so these guys should be loading up. Right? Are you guys loading? You are. Oh. All right, that's a problem. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, I discovered a problem. Stop! Everybody stop. All those need to be filter inserters. Turn off. Okay. All right, I made a mistake. That's a pretty big mistake, but it's a funny one, I guess. All right, pick up all these. They're just loading all of these barrels into the passive providers, which are then getting picked back up and put back in the... okay, first of all, let's just say... What is this? Okay, delete... No, crap. I'm screwing up because I'm a little bit panicked. All right, just pick up... There. Pick up all of those stack inserters and do it right now. Do I have enough? Yeah, I do have enough inventory space. Okay, maybe I didn't. Why are you... Oh, because they were carrying barrels. That's all right. We can put those barrels in here. Then we're going to need a ton of stack inserters. Uh-huh. You're not full. There, put it in there. All of those stack inserters were holding onto barrels. Okay, I think we caught up. There we go. All right, so I need to go grab a ton of filter inserters. Okay, now we should be able to turn on the trains. I'm in the map view again. Let me just do this. They are full, so they're just going to take off. Because their requirement should have been met as soon as the path is clear. There they go, and they will eventually start to go every other like that, and then we can turn these guys on. So you guys, yeah, just go to that station. That's what I want. That's what you're going to do. There we go. Turn this guy on. I put 12 in the system. The distance is, it's like half the distance that the other one is, and the other one has 16. Maybe 12 is more than we need. Maybe I could reduce that number eventually. Okay, I think they're all on because that guy's moving. All right. And it's going to be a few... Tell you what, let's go to the map view and let's look here. This is exactly the same as the other one, just rotated. Yep, pretty good. See how quickly it goes? The whole stop, I think, is like 8 seconds or something. Like that. There we go. Power concerns, we're only at 3 gigawatts. That's good. And once this is stable, I want to try adding a third nuclear reactor so we have a cap of 6 gigawatts. We've doubled our train output. And these trains are both about the same, both of these sets of stops. They're both the same distance from our actual base, where hopefully one day we can put the power. Right now, these guys are much closer to this one than these guys. So there's going to be a lot of stopping and resting here, and maybe here as well. So it's not as efficient as it could be, I guess, having to go all the way down there. But it will help. So we could probably go back to doing a bit of research as a test. I'm going to monitor the system. We want to make sure we have some spare barrels. You notice all of our storage chests totally empty. So we want to keep our storage barrels working for a while, getting crafted. Until we've got, while everything is going at full clip, we've got a little bit of overlap. So we've got some of these chests filled with some barrels. Okay, now to kick things up a notch, let's try recursioning another set of nuclear power to put our cap up to 6 gigawatts. That's going to be like another 1.5 Deloreans or something like that off the top of my head. Whoa! Okay, I wasn't actually doing any math, I just guessed, because my brain was concerned with the more spatial dynamics of dodging that train. This, I can't tell. I keep losing my mouse. I know where it is right now, but this is, yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to recursion this one. So we want to pick that one up and put the other one down. Boom. Okay, that should immediately start taking stuff through. Oh, but I've got to do all this stuff. And there's no robots in here. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot. Okay, quickly go get robots. Our power just dipped a lot. Okay, we're going to crash if I don't get some robots into that guy ASAP. I think that should be enough robots. And then... yeah, we don't need robots on any other level. We should be fine. Man, I just keep forgetting, like, one detail. That's all it takes. Boop. Okay, just put them all in there. That was 350. Boop, boop. How much was in that last level? 800, but we're not using that many. But we might start using more as we recursion more stuff. Okay, we've got to reset all this stuff. There we go. And we're going to have to wait for the power to pick back up because these things have to heat up. So let's put this one back down as well. That's the one that should already be set up. Okay, we can do that. This one goes out. This one goes in. This one goes out. All right. Are we getting all the stuff we need to get? We should, Oh, I used the wrong... Oh, crap. I used the wrong blue... Okay, we need... Actually... Let me think here. We need these chests... Okay, we need these chests on the other side to get the power... We're okay. I think we're okay. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, we just do this. And then this is coming in. Yeah, like that. And let's see. This one, it probably needs to be limited. There. Okay, it didn't fill up. Then we need to tell this one to eject the spent ones. Good. All right, lovely. Oh, okay, I'm thinking this is a temporary problem. Okay, so there's an issue where now we're using way more water barrels than these bottom trains can supply. And so the trains up to the left are supplying the water, but they've got way farther to travel in one trip, so they have to recharge more. Is this like a temporary thing? Will they buffer and kind of get back? You can see the electricity is not being satisfied. So maybe we just need to get the other guy up. Yeah, we're still a little bit under 4. Okay, temporarily, while this is going on, while the reactors are heating up in the new section, let's just turn off all the power to that base by reversing that. Now our demands are down to 1.7. Okay, that did the trick. Yeah, these are powering back up. Okay, so all the robots were in the air because we had no power, or not enough anyway, for the roboports. So they weren't charging. So they were just getting stuck. And now already they're starting to thin out. I was at 0 out of 7,000. Now we have 3,000 free. Yeah, okay, that fixed it. Okay, so now we just need to wait for the reactors to heat up. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Calm yourself. All right, temperature has heated up. Let's start reversing the power and see if this whole thing is gonna work once everything is operational, once we turn the main building back on. That should be outputting. Then we rotate that one, okay? We have to do the same for this guy, and then that guy, and then that should be it. And we can go see what the power's like on the outside, and then also see if it's stable with like other roboports. Fine. Can we power the main stuff? Did I do everything? Let me double check. Yeah, I did that one. Maybe it just went faster than I thought it would. Okay, there we go. That one, yes. Rotato. Potato. 50 megawatts. Okay. Good. Wait, yes. Yes. Okay, oh, that's because our power... The reason there's so few robots kind of scared me for a second. It's because there's so few... our power concerns are minuscule at the moment. We have a whopping 6,400 robots free. Okay, but here's where things are going to get tricky. Let's see what happens now. Ba-boom. Okay, fly to action, robots. Speed up. Power concerns up to 4.1. It should be higher than that. Satisfaction. I'm hoping that'll level out. Our electricity is satisfied for now. Oh, you know what the problem is? Because I unpowered everything. All of these roboports have to recharge up. Yeah, I think that's probably why it's red. That should fix itself as all these different levels, not just this level, but like every single level, all the roboports started losing charge. Okay, crisis averted. At least for the moment, we're hovering just below 4 gigawatts, but we've gone up as high as 4.5 with no problems. I had to make sure that all the different factory floors were set to the right numbers. A few of them were off. And after the reactors have heated up and things have settled down, seems like we are doing just fine. That's fantastic. We now have enough power at peak to power 5.157 Deloreans to go back to the future. That's pretty cool. Which means we can, at least for a little bit, not worry quite so much about the power and continue working on the redesign. We still have to finish redesigning all of the research stuff, and we can finish that, I think, before we need any more power at all. And so the science, that is the last thing to do for the overall redesign of the base. We've got the space science mostly laid out, a little bit left to do there, but mostly done. Then we'll have to figure out the rest of the science types. And so I've laid out, this is not a layout obviously, but this is just sort of like a checklist and for my own purposes so I can tell the magnitude of what we're doing. These are all the machines we're going to need, all the different assembly machines for the red, for the green, for the blue, and then some other sub-items needed for those sciences, the belts, the inserters, the pipes for the engines for this guy, the drills, and then this guy we've got the other half, more or less. We got the purple, we got the yellow, and then we've got electric engines and furnaces, and then a bunch of furnaces smelting up bricks to make the furnaces, the electric furnaces. And then on top of that, I think I also, yeah, I didn't put copper cable, so we're missing a little bit there, but not too much. Mostly, these are all the machines we need. It's a lot, and we'll start designing them one by one. Just go down the checklist, make sure everything works. But that is going to be a tale for another time. We will see you next time. This is the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.